is to settle for serious business.
When former President Olusegun Obasanjo raised up this movement, the notion of this movement in his letter, it was within the context of the 2019 general elections and the options that the country will have moving forward. Now, based on that, I just want to ask you now, if you're looking at potentially now, if it metamorphoses into a political party, how do you plan ahead? Because there are going to be issues naturally of fundraising. Where are the funds going to come from since you don't have any incumbents, for example? That's number one. Number two, by the time, let's just say Nigerians show goodwill and say we're going to give our votes to CNN. If they do that, is there a zoning formula? Do you abide by any kind of zoning formula? These are the questions Nigerians want to know.
Well, the coalition is open to all Nigerians and of 18 years and above, and is going to be funded by its members. The token fee, when things are in place, and when we all agree, a token fee will be paid by every member. What will resonate with you would be that, do you realize that a little fee of 10 or 20 naira can go a long difference when it's brought en masse? So the members will fund the movement. Governor Ilola, in his welcoming remarks, stressed that, and that's part of the plan, to have all the members enlist. Also, we intend to have it in every ward, every local government. And so what we're doing now is to spread the word. There's a coalition that is ready to bring all of us on board for us to sit down and come up with an agenda. I said someone that, at the beginning, they asked, Maury, what's the plan? What's the agenda? I said, there's no plan. The plan is that we'll sit down and come up with a plan. What resonates with you and I is the fact that we want a better nation, is the fact that our nation needs to be shored up by we, the people.
Does the coalition believe in a meritocratic system, or will they abide by what we have seen in terms of the zoning principle? That's what I want to know.
System. We believe that the bane of our leadership has been enabling certain structures that have, to a large extent, dealt us a serious blow. So what we need to do is, who is the best person to get it done? We, as Nigerians, also to a large extent forget that some of the issues we complain about, we are fixated on a particular part of government. And we forget that as low as the lowest level of government has a role to play. And so the coalition aims at getting everyone to be conscious, every member and every Nigerian, to be conscious of the role every part of government plays.
So how are you relating? Because in the last couple of days we have been interviewing members of the NIM. I don't know if you've heard of that group.
Yeah, the Nigerian Interventionist Movement, yes.
You have heard of them. How are you relating with groups like that?
Well, it's a coalition. That means everyone is welcome to build.
Why do you think that it is important to have your own group, the Coalition for Nigeria, and Nigeria Interventionist Movement should also have their own group? When at the end of the day, what we're really looking for is to support Nigeria. I'm just wondering why the divisions? Is there a difference in ideology?
You can't unify by seeking to unify in segmented parts. We want one Nigeria that is better. We want to come together, and we want to create a common front, a movement that involves everybody. We want to synergize the energies of all these movements into building a bond. And that's why I said to you that the plan is that we will sit down and create a plan.
So if I understand you clearly, when you answered Ajuri's question about zoning and talking about merit, strictly based on merit, are you suggesting or confirming that you will indeed morph into a political party?
Well, when you say will the coalition support meritocracy, and I said yes, It means that right now the focus is to bring everybody together and come up with a plan.
I mean, the question was as opposed to zoning.
Yes, as opposed to zoning. However, if we agree that marriage should be the order of the day, even if we don't metamorphose into a political party, we have a movement. And if we say to the members of the movement, that you should align with the person who deserves the office. If we decide to metamorphose into a political party, the members will decide when the time comes.
Please, I just want to be a bit direct with my next question, because the former Cross River State Governor, Donald Duke, is a member of your movement, of the coalition, and he's also been a member of the NIM. And I want to ask, because in recent times he has declared his interest in potentially running for the presidency in 2019. Now, he was at the event yesterday. Is your coalition backing, potentially backing former Governor Donald Duke's presidential ambition?
The coalition wants a better Nigeria, and Mr. Duke is a part of the coalition. To the best of my knowledge, he has said, just like every other Nigerian of votable age and according to the Constitution, can say that he has a right to run for office. Whether or not he has formally declared would have to be looked at, because he hasn't come out to say, I will run for office. He says, I am entitled to run for office. So there are two different things. And the coalition does not have a set agenda. We're not playing out any script. We're bringing people together for a common objective. So if
we will examine, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, we'll examine that question a bit further, whether or not you're not playing out any script, in a moment. Let's take that.